What's up, Dragon Brood? I know many of you think about buying or upgrading your chair, and I don't blame you. Chairs and beds are probably the things we should be spending the most on because we spend a lot of our time in them. Even more so since a lot of us are working from home these days. But it's hard to do that without having a good bit of information under you. And I recently was able to get my hands on a Secret Lab Omega chair, and I figured, you know what? I'm gonna go and do a review and share it for you, just to kind of give you my insight on what I thought about it. Because, like many of you, I was pretty skeptical when you start talking about a $400 or $500 chair. I mean, look at it. Really. Okay, that's just an Omega symbol, but let's really take a look at the chair. It's actually a pretty high back, pretty impressive, and truthfully, I have to admit, the bucket seats are very nice. It's very similar to sitting in a vehicle, the way they're shaped and kind of cup your sides, and I wasn't really expecting that. And again, it does sit up very tall, so you have full support on your back. Almost doesn't matter what your height is, you're going to get a lot of good support from this type of chair. And I will admit, it's a neat statement piece. If you're doing any type of content creation, this chair could be a pretty good thing to have just in camera shots, which is something I can't say about the past chairs that I've owned. And here I just want to start talking about the features, where you can recline completely all the way back, and this is something that most gaming chairs, and to some extent even some office chairs, are starting to include. So not a surprise, but I will say the support feels very good. I don't feel any concern about tipping over, and the hydraulic release is really nice. Smooth, no problems. And it doesn't matter, every motion in this chair seems to be very, very clean. The armrests are also nice. They move basically on 4 points. You can go in and out. You can go front to back. You can also go side to side. And then just raise them up or down. All with the touch of a button. Now, if you need extra support, it does come with a lumbar support pillow and a headrest. These are actually made of some type of, I don't know, memory foam that you would have in your pillows, and they're very comfortable, I have to admit. And here I am using them, sitting at the computer comfortably with no problem, editing YouTube videos, of course. But yeah, this actually fits comfortably and actually has no pressure on my back at all while I'm sitting upright, which I really like. Now here's another funny thing I wanted to show, because I have a bad habit of sitting with my legs tucked up under me, and because of the width and the shape of the seat cushion, it actually fits real comfortably. I don't even hardly notice, which is really nice. It's a bad habit, but I at least get to do it in a comfortable seat. Now, all that being said, let's talk about some other details of this chair. The first is the lumbar support. These are super nice, really good. I mean, you can see kind of how it goes and comes right back. Very cool, right? But it is a little bit of a concern because you have to place it whenever you lean back. It doesn't have a way to support it automatically like you do on some other gaming chairs, though the others probably, I mean, they do it with a strap. They probably don't on Secret Lab chairs because it'd be a little bit unsightly and that's not really what they're going for. But they did do it on the headrest. As you can see, there's a strap here over to the side that keeps it on. So I'm not sure why they didn't want to do it with this, but that's probably my only real big detraction from this chair. And again, this completely detachable. So if you don't like the look of it or you don't necessarily want it, that's totally fine. You could take it off. I leave mine on most of the time, not a huge deal. I will also say, from sitting in my previous chairs, I have, I don't know what you call it, like a butt pad or a seat cushion that I actually sit on. So if you have that and then this sitting above it, it's almost in the right position for your back. I will say though, if you are getting one of the Titan chairs, the Titan chairs have a built-in lumbar support dial. So they won't even come with one of these. This is only on the Omega model. The other thing I want to say is, I would be concerned about your height and weight possibly being on these chairs. Not that it can't support your weight, but I think there's a difference between the Titan and the Omega. I'm roughly 5'9"-ish and about 175. So this chair fits perfectly for me. But I feel like if you go over 6'1", and maybe over 250, you should probably just start looking into the Titan model. I would also say if you're smaller, this may not be a chair for you. Like I said, I'm right around 5'9", and if I set it down comfortably, I can tell you right now, my feet sit perfectly flat on the floor. If you were shorter, I don't know. Like if you were maybe 5'5" or under, I'm not sure that an Omega chair is the chair you're looking for. It probably wouldn't allow you to sit comfortably, and I'm not sure you'd be able to rest your feet comfortably on the ground. And that's a big deal when you're talking about circulation and movement and sitting at a desk for a long time. So I would definitely take that into consideration if you're thinking about making a purchase of one of these chairs. Now, delivery time. That's something I've seen from a lot of people saying, oh, it took me up to 3 months to get mine or whatever. Well, it turns out mine got here in like 3 or 4 days, and as did a couple other people I spoke to. So my guess is just check the website. There's probably something to do with the restock or an item telling you if it's going to take longer to ship or not whenever you place your order. You do have some customization in these chairs as far as the different fabrics, like I believe they call this one the black or gray soft weave, which I wanted because I just wanted the texture of that. But there's others you can get that are like a pseudo leather and some other things, and I'm sure those actually change the production time. So keep track of that whenever you're looking on the website to place your order. Okay, assembly. That is a thing. It comes in a humongous box, y'all. I mean, it's big. The box set up almost to my waist high from the ground when put on its side. Didn't weigh too much. It weighed about what you expect, but everything is packed very well, very tightly, and you will have a good bit of waste of foam and plastic. So if that's a concern, just know ahead of time that's something you're going into. But I will say the instructions on the assembly were very nice. Matter of fact, if you hop over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/PowerDragon, from a couple weeks ago, we actually did a box opening and assembly video while I put the chair together and talked to chat, if you just want an idea for how long it takes or how difficult. I will tell you though, it was not very difficult. They had some instructions included on a big picture board, which I have over here. This thing. And honestly, it was easy to follow. It was great, we had no problems, and it didn't take very long to assemble at all. Even when I was talking with chat and whatnot, it may have taken me an hour, a little over. It wasn't a very long stream, so no problems there. It also came with all the tools that you needed, so you didn't need to buy extra stuff. So that made it very convenient. Highly recommend. You can definitely do it as a one-person job. I didn't have anybody else with me. I will say if you have a little trouble moving a box, maybe go ahead and get some help. But otherwise, it was pretty simple. Now let's talk about one of the other big questions people have about these types of chairs, which is the most obvious question and probably the most important. Comfort. Is it comfortable? Is it there? Absolutely. And again, I was super skeptical of this because all my other chairs, like an expensive chair I'd bought before was like $150, definitely under $200. So getting a chair that was more than double that price sounded a little bit crazy to me, but I was like, you know what? Why not? And yeah, I've been using it for a couple weeks now and it's really good, y'all. I mean, really good. I can't really say that enough. Like, for instance, one of the things is I'm sitting in this chair up to 10 hours a day. Actually, one day last week, I was in this chair for 14 hours. And I didn't have any pressure on my legs. I didn't feel uncomfortable. My butt didn't fall asleep. And that was really a surprise to me when I really looked back at the end of the day and was like, oh wow, I was in this chair for a long time. So that's something else I would think about too. If you just are going to be sitting for a long time, no real concerns with this chair. Another thing I want to describe that's hard to put into words is the seat. It's not really, I don't even know, it's not stiff, but it's not soft. I mean, you can put your knee into it comfortably and then it just comes right back. So you can flop down into it and you don't feel like you're going to damage the chair or the cushion. And it still remains very comfortable. It feels soft but firm. That's the only way I can really describe it. So whatever material they're using, love it. I want to point out that one thing they did bring up was keeping liquids away from the chair and the material. For whatever reason, I remember seeing that on 3 different things they had included in the box. And so of all the warnings, I guess don't get this wet. If for some reason you do something that requires you to have a lot of water or paint or something, I don't know, around your chair, you probably want to do something to protect it because they were very concerned about making it known that you don't want to get it wet. Also, they have a warranty. I believe it comes with a 2-year warranty, but when I ordered mine, I went online, it came with some paperwork, and they actually extended the warranty up to 5 years. So if I have a problem with the chair in 5 years, they're going to be willing to take care of it as long as I just didn't like destroy it. That seems pretty good. So, I mean, it gives you a little more security for your money. I mean, it is an expensive chair, but getting at least 2 years, and then I don't know how long the promotion's gonna last, but 5 years, can't really complain too much about that either. At the end of the day though, would I recommend the Secretlab Omega chair? Yeah. I would assume their other chairs are very similar, but I can't speak to those. But I can at least say for the Omega, it definitely gets a big thumbs up for me. And honestly, again, this is from somebody who was totally skeptical. I mean, it's a gaming chair. Kind of like, oh, you know, how can a gaming chair be this expensive and really matter? Well, turns out there is a difference. I don't know if it's a get what you pay for situation, but I would highly recommend you at least consider these if you're within, like I said, the height ranges and whatnot to justify using it. And again, because of the warranty, I get to look forward to using it for a long time and not having to replace the chair, which I also enjoy. So yeah, I don't have anything except for maybe, like I said, just the lumbar pillow situation is my only one real knock on the chair. And fortunately, we're pretty crafty in our house, so I probably could just put an elastic strap on it if I wanted to. But that's really it. I have no major knocks on the chair. I was expecting I was going to have more, say like, oh, well, it's kind of similar to other chairs I've used or whatever, but that really hasn't been the case. It's so much better than the other chairs I've used. So yeah, and just know this is not a sponsored video of any kind. This is a gift purchase from a family member because it was on a list of stuff I wanted, and I just figured I was going to review it for you. So I am not being paid at all to be a mark for them. However, if they're watching this and would like to sponsor me, I'd be down. No, I'm totally not sponsored. This is just a video I'm doing for myself, just because I figured it was worth sharing because I had so many people from my chats and Discords just asking about the chair once they knew I had it. So I figured, hey, some other people probably want this information too. But all I can say is if you're considering getting a new chair, take the time to look around Secretlab's website. It's worth it. And if you haven't, please consider hitting that like button, hitting the subscribe button, and then hitting the notification bell to get notified every time I have a video up and help us get these videos in front of more people. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.